What's up, guys? Average Kiwi Guy here. How y'all doing? So, just watched the last episode of The Flash. So we're reacting to it. So again, guys, this is spoilers. So all that spiel. If you haven't watched it, and make sure you go and do it, because if you're into this stuff, this episode was pretty good. I actually really like this one. So go and go check it out. Then come on back, and then that way you guys will know what I'm talking about, and it makes more sense. Okay, fair enough. All right. So fair warning. Okay, spoiler stuff's coming. All right. So, Dead or Alive, was it a good episode or not? Hell yeah, it was a good episode. I actually really enjoyed this one. It was kind of a fun one. I think it was not as it was serious, but it had a bit of fun to it. If you get my meaning on that. It really clarified a few characters for me. It clarified Cisco and it clarified HR a lot more. So we saw at the end of the last episode that this new meta shows up, coming out of a portal, and it was Gypsy. And Gypsy is essentially the other Earth 19's version of Cisco, essentially. So she's got the exact same powers, everything, but she's just a heck of a lot better with them. Like, she can create portals, anywhere she wants. She can fight with all her blasts and stuff. She's really, really good. So she's here to collect HR because he broke their, most sacred laws of traveling, opening a dimensional rift and traveling to another, Earth. Because apparently in Earth 19, another Earth invaded their Earth through dimensional portals and almost destroyed them. So they're like, yeah, no more dimensional travel for us. So at least it clarifies it a little bit, why would you want to be coming after them, all the rest of it. And you start to hear, why he's there and stuff. And, he's like, look, I was famous, I was rich, I had all this stuff, but I was really a nobody. They didn't need me. No one needed me there. I was just, a celebrity. And, one of those celebrities that everyone sort of loves the stuff they do, but no one really gives a shit about them, really. And, so he has been making these stories and sending them back to, through the multiverse. And he's been, I guess kind of like a radio show or like an audio book or something. And he's basically taken all of the big heroic things that have been happening while he's been there, that the Flash has done, and made him the hero in the whole thing. So Gypsy's there to take him back, and she's like, look, you gotta come with me now. And if he goes back, he's gonna get killed. Because he essentially broke one of the most sacred rules of this planet, of this, multiverse. Do not multi-dimensional travel, and he did it. So he's gonna die if he goes back. So Gypsy's, turns up. First she goes to Jitters, and she finds the coin that, he, tipped the place, and she vibes and knows exactly where he is and stuff. And she goes straight into the Star Labs. And she's like, look, come with me now. You got an hour to get all your shit together, but you're coming back with me. Because she's like this bounty hunter, collector. Basically, the government of whatever runs this thing assigns these collectors to go and get these bad guys that do multi-dimensional travel. And she's like the best that does it, because she can create the portals and she can do everything. So she's like, yeah, you got an hour, get your stuff, get your affairs in order, then we're out. And basically, if he goes back, he's dead. And he's like, alright, fine. I'll face the music. But if anyone else wants to save me, maybe. And of course, through this whole time, Cisco is like, damn, that girl's hot. Damn. He's flirting with her, yo, there's a cool Thai place down the road. Do you wanna go check out that Thai place? You wanna have some dinner? Maybe a coffee, He's heading on the entire time. And I don't know, Cisco he loves the superpowered girls, man. He loves the superpowered girls. I guess, what's her name? the gold gun girl. I can't remember her name. She was Dr. Cold's sister. He liked her. He liked her. And then obviously Hawk Girl for a while till she kind of figured out who she was. And now Gypsy. And it's a this through this entire episode, basically anytime those two are together, they're just constantly flirting. That's like this entire thing. They're fighting to like the death, but no, it's flirting the entire time. I liked it though. It added a bit of fun to it because Cisco's not the most serious character in the world. Like I got a little annoyed when they made him, more serious. Like, oh, my brother died and I am so depressed and all the rest of it. I was like, nah, man, bring back the old Cisco. I like that guy, and I want to see him use his powers more. And this is where we got to see it. So yeah, so like, she goes away, and of course, HR is like, if anyone, okay, I'll go. But if anyone wants to save me, but I'll go. I'll die. That sort of stuff. And for some reason, like out of all the people that are in that place, Cisco puts his hand up like when she comes to get him, and like he comes to get him and says, "Nope, I challenge you to a trial by combat," because apparently you can do that to get out of these like death sentences and stuff. Like, of course, I don't know what this Earth 19 is. It's like is it like it's like freaking Klingon shit going on, like all this, trial by combat and all this stuff. It's like medieval times. I guess Earth 19, it took a big hit with that other Earth coming, so they had to get serious. They had to get serious. So for some reason he does it, and I think he was kind of like blinded by Gypsy, and he does later on say, like, well, I've been saved by the other Wells before, and they've, done a lot for me. So in a way, this kind of feels like I'm repaying them by saving you, because technically you're Harrison Wells. So, I mean, it makes more sense when he says that part, but when he does it, it's like he's hitting on her and really wants to look like the macho dude that wants to go up against her. So basically, yeah, it turns into like a montage, well, not a montage, but like of him training and stuff, and he's trying to do the create portal, jump through portal, come out of portal, blast sort of thing, but he can't get it. He's like completely, he gets turned around, he either ends up on the roof, he can't nail down this thing. And sort of like, meanwhile, while this is all happening, Julian's kind of getting into the group. He's kind of showing things. And he kind of feels like, Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. He just says whatever comes into his head. He's not good with people. He's a dick most of the time. But he's ultra smart. He's like, because in the start, there's like a chase scene with with Kid Flash and Thing, and they beat the bad guys and stuff. And when they get back, he's like, "Yo, I found 6 different ways that you could have done that better." But congratulations. He just doesn't know how to interact with people, so he reminds me of Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. And he's like, I figured out a weakness in her like tactics. So she's really prone to this jump, portal jump. Portal comes out, she jumps out and blasts them. And there's a point there where she's jumping out of the portal that she's off the ground. So she's, unbalanced, and you can blast her, and she's not got any footing and she can't do anything. So that's your moment. And like Cisco's like, yes, I got it. Awesome. Thank you, Julian. Awesome work. And Julian's kind of like, yeah, I did good. I did good. But yeah, it's interesting to see the dynamic with Julian. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. Like, does he become alchemy again and all that? But he kind of it looks like he's found a little bit of a home there. I don't mind if he sticks around. I don't mind him becoming part of Team Flash and all the rest of it. He adds another sort of type of character to the whole bunch and stuff. And if they're going to keep him around, why not? You know, he's a decent character. I just don't know if they will past this season. Like, once Savitar's gone, because we all know he's going. We all know he's going. You know, Flash gonna win. But there was something in this episode that I'm gonna talk about at the end. Like, hang on. But you know, we all know Flash gonna win. So I wonder how they're gonna keep him around. Like, is he gonna stick around? Does the timeline reset? You know, is he a product of Savitar in some way? I don't know, but I don't mind him sticking around. I think he'd be alright. But anyway, we'll sort of flash forward to the big fight. You know, I guess so. While they're training and stuff, HR and Barry are like, look, we know he ain't like HR's like to Barry. Look, we know he's gonna lose. We know he's gonna lose. She knows it. He knows it. We know it. We all know it. Everyone in the multiverse knows it. So maybe we can do something to, you know, maybe stop this. And like, so he put a tracker on her while he was pretending to go with her. And Barry tries to, so HR finds her and, you know, lures her into a trap, and Barry tries to put the power canceling cuffs on her. But she knows it. Like, clearly she's dealt with speedsters before, because there's a moment where she first shows up where Kid Flash tries to get her, and she literally just vibes him to a standstill. Like, he can't get out, just vibe. It's like she's taking all the, you know, like how he's vibrating, and that's how he moves so fast. She's taking all that vibration out of him, and she can just stop speedsters in her tracks. And she basically can predict where Barry comes from, stops Barry, throws Barry into a portal, puts the handcuffs on Barry, and makes him null and void in one move. Just takes him out. So, damn. Like, I've been noticing this a little bit with Barry and Flash and all the rest of it. There, the main thing. Is it me, or does he look like he's actually getting weaker to me? Because they're like so focusing on Kid Flash right now, and he's getting faster and faster and faster and faster. To me, Barry just seems like he's getting a little weaker in comparison. Because, like, you know, Gypsy does that to him. He's been knocked around a few times. I mean, Plunderer with that freaking gun taking him down a few times. To me, I don't know. The Flash is one of the big main heroes of the DC Universe, and I don't know why he seems like he's getting weaker to me. Hopefully they'll pick it up. Hopefully he'll, you know, as they move forward and stuff, and they get to this conclusion at the end of the season with stopping Savitar with Iris and stuff, he's going to have to step it up again, and that's when we'll start seeing, you know, Barry and, you know, the Flash at the peak of what he's supposed to be. That's like, I don't know, because they're just focusing on Kid Flash, I guess, and that makes it a little more, like he's not getting, like he's not that good anymore. But I know he's still good. I know he's still, you know, the Flash, but I don't know, it's just something I've been noticing. But anyway, the big fight with Gypsy and Vibe, I guess. So he's got, you know, he rocks up, Cisco rocks up with his glasses, he's got his gauntlets on, he's got this leather jacket, he's looking all cool and stuff. I like this look. I thought he looked like Vibe. He looked like a really cool sort of, you know, hero. He looked cool, looked awesome. And they go into this whole thing, and the fight literally goes through, I think, 4 different Earths. They just portal to different things. Like, first up, they go to Earth 2. Then he takes her to Supergirl's Earth. I think they called that Earth 3. And they're fighting in Cat Grant, but now it's Jimmy Olsen's office. And like his secretary's seeing this all. No one from the main show really sees it, but her secretary sees it. His secretary does. And, you know, while this is all going on, they're flirting, by the way. They're flirting as this is happening. And, you know, they're vibing and they're punching and all the rest of it. And then she takes him to a volcano, like on top of a volcano with lava and everything. And he's just like, oh, this is hot. Like I said, they're flirting through the entire thing. I didn't mind it. I think because Cisco is that type of character, you can do that. I mean, it wouldn't work if you did with Barry or anything like that. But because Cisco's that type of person, and they've created this beforehand, yeah, you can do this. It's fine. I don't mind it. It's still kind of a cool fight. I enjoyed it. And then like they get brought back to where they originally started, and she goes to do this her signature move, which is portal jump, portal shoot, and he knows exactly what to do. Like as soon as she jumps out, he blasts her, and like boop, 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 and like basically has her pinned, and Cisco wins. So, and like through this fight, she's like, "Why do you hide your powers? Why are you hiding how powerful you are? You and me, we vibe on the same frequency, so I know how powerful you are. Why are you hiding it behind this, your fear and this demeanor of yours? You know how powerful you are. You need to embrace it." And you can see him thinking a little bit. Yeah, so obviously Cisco wins, and she's like, "All right, you get HR, and my life is yours. Like, kill me, all the rest of it you meant to." And Cisco's like, "Yeah, we don't do that shit here. We don't kill people here. No, 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 no." So, basically everything works out. HR, is free. He can, thing. But, later on she says, "Well, I have to go back and tell them that I killed him. Like, he refused to come and I killed him. Because I can't fail. I can't, Because if I do, then I'm out of a job. I probably get killed. So, and they'll just send more. They'll send another one to come and get him. So he can't go, HR can't go back now. So we're stuck with HR now. So unless he dies, HR is going to be the Harrison Wells that we have for a while. That's all right. I don't mind. I think there's enough smart people there now. And we've got Julian to be that sort of dickish guy that they've always had with the other Harrison Wells. So, HR would be all right. I still like to see, him developed a little more. I'd like to see Earth 19. Like, I don't know what this, like, I imagine this like this kind of futuristic looking place, but kind of like old school rules, I guess. Because like when Harris HR goes to meet Gypsy when Flash tries to catch her, she's like, for a backwater type world, this ain't so bad. So that obviously well ahead of like what we are. And he's like, "Yeah, but they make a good cup of coffee and all the rest of it." And she's like obsessed with the coffee, and she takes bags of coffee beans back. It's a little much. It's a little much. And her and Cisco has this one last sort of thing, and they go to kiss, and she portals out right before he gets to. And I was like, damn. Sorry, Cisco. After all that, no. But you never know. We might see Gypsy again. Gypsy was kind of a cool character. I think she's cool next to Cisco because she can show what Cisco can actually become. Like, if Cisco actually put in the effort to know what his powers are, he could actually do this stuff. Like, he could be a badass dude that could stop speedsters and do all this stuff if he just put the effort in a little bit. So, there you go, guys. That's the moral of the story. Practice. So that was kind of the main bit, right? That was the main bit. And I didn't mind it, like I said, because it clarified a little bit of what HR is. It clarified a little bit of Cisco a little more. Like, his powers. Like, we wanted to see more of his powers. Yeah, more vibe. Maybe a little less Cisco, a little more vibe. Let's see what he can do. And we saw what he can do. And we can see, like, he's capable of a lot more. And yeah, like, obviously they're setting this up because he's gonna be a factor in this final fight against Savitar. So that, he makes portals. And because they have this model made out of Lego, by the way, where Barry has to get from one point to Savitar with who has Iris, so the future point, to save Iris in like 0.21 seconds, something like that. And Barry can't do that. He can't. He's not fast enough. And Julian comes in and says like, well, here's a graph, right? This is like, it's impossible that you can do this because here's a graph. And he's like, well, here was your top speed when you first got your powers, and then here's your top speed when you bit zoom, and this is your top speed now. This is where you got to get to if you want to achieve that. And it was like triple, maybe double the speed in half the time, and well, even less than half, like quarter the time. And he's like, no, it's impossible. Portals make that a heck of a lot easier. A dude that can stop speedsters in their tracks could be very useful. I think that's what they're trying to set up with Vibe. Maybe make him more of a hero now. But yeah, so that was cool to see. I enjoyed that whole story arc with this with Gypsy and stuff. Hopefully we see her again. It'd be kind of a cool character to have come back. I don't know if she will or not, because she is a collector, so she works for government, so she can't exactly just vibe back, just because. I guess the other big story that was coming along with this was Iris. So Iris is like, finally someone noticed, like, man, all these fancy looking guns coming around, like Plunderer's gun, and at the start there's these dudes that are selling these laser guns and stuff. They're like, yo, even the military doesn't have this. And Iris is like, something's going on here, and the cops are onto it as well. And it's like, well, finally someone figures out that someone's selling these guns that can actually beat up the Flash, are Flash killers essentially. And she's sort of in this thing like, I gotta make a name for myself, because if I do die, I want to leave something behind. And she's like paranoid that she's gonna be forgotten, I guess. And she enlists the help from her brother, who's fresh off of getting pictures taken with cheerleaders and stuff like that, and he leaves this lightning bolt of fire on the thing. All good, he's Kid Flash. He's meant to be the younger one, and again, Flash just stands there and goes, "Oh, Wally, look at you, and you getting better and faster than me." I'm a little worried about that, but it's another thing for a little bit later. And so she's like, they go to the police station. He's like, look, I'll distract Dad. You take photos of the place where we need to go to beat this like gunsmith guy. And he does grab the stuff out, take photos, boom, back them back. Well, Iris scares Joe half to death that she's pregnant, but she's not. She just wants to get Barry a pet, but I don't. It was just a lie to get him away from his desk. And they go to this place, and she sends Wally off to like scout the area in the most obvious way. Like, yeah, you go over there and scout, make sure they don't have secret tunnels to get away. I'll just hang around here by the door that leads into where we need to go. Go, sort of thing. It's like, oh my god, Wally, you are the most... He's the most gullible freaking person, sometimes. And she goes in, she finds the weapons. Like, they got crates of this stuff. I don't know where it's coming from, but they got crates of these fancy weapons and stuff. And I don't know if it's the guy that's making them or just the guard comes up and it's like, well, I hope you had a nice day because it's your last, sort of thing. And she full on like stares him down and goes, no, you ain't gonna shoot me. Because you want to know why? Because it's sort of like this whole metaphor, like, I know when I'm gonna die. I ain't dying here. And she like walks up and basically puts the gun to her chest and like dares the dude to shoot. And then Wally comes in and saves her and goes, what the hell were you thinking? What the hell? So she's sort of got like this idea that she's protected by the future type of thing. Like, well, I know where I'm gonna die, so I can't possibly die here. I can walk out in the street. I ain't gonna get hit by a car. You know, just I know because I die then, not now. Future don't protect you, girl. Not like that. So yeah, so she's going through. I think she's sort of going through this sort of way of dealing with it, like a state of shock type thing. Like she's sort of going through like her angry phase, I guess. You know, there's yeah, 5 stages of grief type thing, but for herself. Um, like she went through a kind of disbelief part. Now she's going through an angry part. So we'll see. Um, and yeah, obviously, like her dad finds out because that she's stuffed. The cops come, and then he's like, "You ruined an operation that us and my DA girlfriend have been trying to figure out, for the past month. What the heck are you thinking?" And he's kind of picking on that something's going on. Like, he's like, because they haven't told Joe that she's going to die. And she's like, no, 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 everything's fine. And Barry kind of whips her away and kind of says, "What the hell are you thinking?" and all the rest of it. And she sort of goes like, "Well, I want to make a mark for myself. And I want to be to leave something." So, yeah, that whole thing was like Iris thinking that she's protected by the future. And going through this whole thing like, well, if I'm going to die there, I don't have to be afraid right now. I'm not going to die because of anything else and that sort of stuff. So it was just her going through this, like, I guess processing that basically it'd be like if you know when you're going to die, for sure, then yeah, you wouldn't be afraid of anything because you know you're going to die at that point. But the thing is, I think the future's fixed. So yeah, so that was her like little story along the way, and we kind of figuring out that yeah, these guns like that plunderer has and all the rest of it, maybe coming from somewhere, maybe a problem later on down the line. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Even if it stems into Arrow a little bit, maybe because a lot of that sort of stuff can trickle between the two. So, be interesting to see how that goes. Like, maybe it could be something from Supergirl, like an alien tech coming through, because they did have transporters and stuff with, and like they were selling, alien tech to, guys in, Supergirl, so maybe it could be something to do with that as well. Who knows? Oh yeah, kind of the last part of this. You know how like they always have that last little bit of scene that shows off something, or it's a little spoiler for the next one, a little teaser, I guess you could say. It basically is they're in that speed lab thing again, and Wally's going round and round and round and round and round, and then he goes like, "Man, soon you're gonna be faster than me," and Barry literally goes, "Well, yeah, you better get faster because you're going to be the one to save Iris. So you're going to be the one who goes that fast. Goes as fast as he needs to." Alright, hold up right now. You meant to tell me that Kid Flash going to be the hero again? I mean, I don't think... I think it's going to work out that Barry literally saves them. Like, Barry will go up against Savitar. And, like, maybe, he'll divert the attention while Kid Flash swoops in and grabs Iris, maybe. Something like that. But I don't like this whole, we're gonna make Kid Flash the hero type thing, the way it's going. Like it was in the last one, it was in this one, and it feels like they're gonna continue to do this, like boost Kid Flash up more and more and more. I'm like, hang on a minute, Flash is second to no one. He's the fastest man alive for a reason. Kid Flash should always be that step down. Why is Flash suddenly becoming a lower speed guy? And I know he's never really been the fastest man alive because they had Thrawn, Thrawn and Thrawn Star Wars thing going in the first season, then obviously Zoom, and then now Savitar. So there's always this faster person. But you don't make another hero faster. So, interesting to see what happens. I do have a theory that maybe, yeah, Wally does get to that fast, but what happens is he may burn out. Like, his powers will just wear out. And that'll be it. Or maybe because Savitar dies, the crystal that gave him his powers goes with it. Maybe that sort of thing. Or like maybe Savitar will just will just take his powers away. Because that cocoon came from that crystal that Savitar is connected to. So technically those powers are connected to him. So maybe that's setting it up like, yeah, we're going to make Wally the hero, but guess what? Savitar knows that, and he's going to take his powers away. Maybe. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. It's a little bit of a theory I have that, we won't see Kid Flash after this fight with Savitar, I don't think. So, yeah. But overall, like, this episode was, I thought it was kind of a cool, fun one. It, it wasn't too serious. It had serious tones, but, because Cisco basically being the main hero in this one. And then, like, the chase scene that ends with all the cheerleaders around, Wally and stuff, and I don't know. It had a bit of fun to it. It was, I think because they've had a couple of serious episodes, they wanted to lighten it up a little bit, and then introducing a really cool character like Gypsy to show the potential of Cisco and the potential of Vibe is really cool. And obviously solidifying that HR is here to stay. And kind of what he was, that he was just this celebrity that, people liked, but no one really cared about, sort of thing, back in his world. And kind of a glimpse into Earth 19, like, what is it actually? So it had a lot of cool stuff in this. Interesting to see what happens in the next one. Especially with this whole, like, we're going to make Wally the fastest one now. So, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. That is my reactions. I did love this, I did like this episode. I wouldn't say love, but like this episode. It was really, really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed. There will be, obviously tomorrow, there will be an Arrow reaction as well. So hopefully you guys will check that out as well. Make sure you subscribe. That way you will get notified when I do put that up. And, you can check out all the other vids on the channel. We got a whole bunch of gaming vids. We got, like, latest one is For Honor, where you checked out the beta through the last weekend, and we're, seeing, is it worth buying and stuff like that. So go check out that video. We got a whole bunch of other trailer reactions, movie reviews, whole bunch of stuff. Just go check out the channel. Go check out that channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the likes. Hit the comments. All that stuff. That way more people see this. More people see it. Channel gets more traffic, and we start creating more of a community here. So that'd be awesome. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. This is a regular thing, so you'll get another one next week with the next episode that comes out, and obviously Arrow is tomorrow. So hopefully you guys will enjoy. All right, guys, catch us next time. Peace.